Okay, something just happened. Oda just released, not Oda. I don't know if Oda, but we just got SBS 107. I wanted to bring it to you guys ASAP. All right, ASAP. We're going to go through the list because the main thing is that Bonnie's Devil Fruit, the name, the actual name just got revealed because Bonnie, especially based on what's going on in the story right now, she's a huge topic of conversation, but her Devil Fruit, the actual name just got released. So we're going to go through this. Translations are done by @Pewpiece. Without further ado, we're just going to get into it. The first question is, why is Rear Admiral Grus's cap visor very long? Not going to lie, this is a question I had as well. This was Oda's answer. We go back to the time when he was a kid. Grus was a gloomy kid who always looked down when he walked. This results in him bumping into a lot of things: walls, cows, people, pirates. When he bumped into pirates, he was severely hurt. His mother made him wear a cap with a long visor so he won't bump into what's in front of him anymore. That's why it's long. But what the hell? What kind of... Just tell him to look up. Why was he a gloomy kid? I wonder. I mean, the good part about it is his mom was alive. Next question. And by the way, we call him Sengo Grus. It seems like the sword member Hibari has a cute bear stuffed toy in her backpack. I want to know the details. Oda says, so you noticed it. That bear is a lucky charm that Hibari treasures from when she was little. At one time, her life was saved by Koby in a battlefield, but she lost the bear. A few days later, Koby was injured and severely told off by a superior. On Koby's hand was the bear. Koby returned to the battlefield and searched for Hibari's treasure. Hibari was crying and grateful. She secretly named the bear Koby Senpai. I'm quite dense, so I don't know if she's head over heels for him or not. Oh, she gotta love that guy for life. She gotta love that nigga for life. What? What is Koby? Nah. I swear, bro, if Koby was in today's society, they would say Koby's trying to love bomb Hibari, because what the hell? She lost a bear at the battlefield. Koby went back to the battlefield to get the bear, and he got beat up. Of course, I don't know whether or not to be impressed or disgusted. Because if I'm his superior, I'm like, bro, you know how dumb that was? If I'm her, you got to pull him to this. Next question. In the past, Koby's goal was to become a commissioned officer of the Marines, but now he wants to be an admiral. Well, it says volume 1, chapter 7 and volume 45, chapter 453. This is an interesting one. Would his rank still rise even if he's now a sword member whose resignation documents are already formally submitted? Ooh, this is a good one. Oda said yes. Was the explanation about sword a bit complicated? Yes, it was, Oda. In chapter 1080, Aokiji said formal submission of documents. They can be disavowed anytime. This means they entrusted their resignation, but they are not fired or cut loose or disavowed yet. In the case of a Marine soldier getting caught and becoming a hostage, the Marines will acknowledge their resignation then and there and say that guy is not a Marine soldier and forsake them. The ones who are fine with this so they can fight as they please are the Marine soldiers called sword. Okay, this is a much better explanation. Okay, for the sword members, it's not necessarily that they've resigned, it's that if they get caught based on doing what they want, they basically have formally, informally agreed to the Marines disavowing them, saying that guy isn't a Marine soldier, which is kind of crazy considering that we see them walking around as Marine soldiers. But if you get caught, hey, you did that. We take no responsibility. So it's a give and take, a better explanation. There's a note here. This implies that if you're a member of Sword, your rank can still rise as long as Marine HQ does not acknowledge your resignation papers yet. In the case of Koby, he's a member of Sword, and he indeed became a hostage in exchange for the hundreds of Marines that Blackbeard was about to take from Amazon Lily. We just don't know yet if the Marines have already disavowed him at that time. We also don't know if you've been disavowed and then rescued. Will you then be accepted as a Marine again, and then your rank can rise again? Wow, that's a big one. After you left, you get captured and they disavow you, would they accept you again? Because they just denied knowing you. But now you get rescued by Garp. Do they know you then? Garp isn't a member of Sword, and you can't disavow Garp because what? He's the face of the Marines. So this is a very interesting one. I'm not gonna lie, this is the most interesting question. Even more interesting than the Bonnie stuff, easily. Because this is answering legitimate concerns we had about the sword thing, because a lot of people were confused. Sword, initially when we found out about it, yo, nobody know about it. Yo, I don't even want to talk loudly when I'm reviewing talking about Sword because nobody know. Then all of a sudden now Kiji's like, well, I mean, everybody know about it. I'm glad we got this explanation. Good stuff. I know, the SBS, it's a bunch of bullshit, right? But that's the whole point, because y'all go back and forth. I talk about this every time in the SBS, because you know what? You will have people, why can't you put this stuff in the story? Why is Oda revealing important stuff about kids' backstory in the SBS? Go crazy. And I agree. I would like more stuff in the regular story. But then when Oda puts a crock of bullshit in the SBS, you're like, Oda, can you take something seriously? Can you give us real answers in the SBS? do you want? Do you want real answers in the story or you want real answers in the SBS? It's a mix. You can't get all good answers in the SBS because then you're going to complain. Y'all don't know what y'all want. Next question. The reader said, hello, Oda Sensei. The former and present three This might be pretty interesting Admiral stuff. The reader said, hello, Oda Sensei. If the former and present three admirals, referring to Akainu, Kizaru, and Aokiji, were in the real world, what kind of profession would they have? Oda said, I think all five of them, Oda included Fujitora and Greenbull, it seems, would be radio presenters, All Night Nippon of the three admirals. For those who don't know, go and search for it. Note, All Night Nippon, Oru Naito Nippon, also known as All Night and An, is a Japanese radio program broadcast by Nippon Broadcasting System and other radio stations from 1 to 5 a.m. So basically, Oda's saying the admirals would be the Breakfast Club? What the? Welcome back to Midnight Drake Hotline Bling. I don't know. What? Radio president? This can't be correct. No, I mean, that's just, I don't know. That's just kind of, I guess. Ooh, another good one. Reader said, hello, Oda-san. When Luffy was talking about the end of his dream, Caribou was nearby inside a barrel. Does this mean that Caribou also heard the end of Luffy's dream? Oda responds. So a lot of people were bothered by this, but please look at the previous page. You know what's funny? I didn't see a lot of people talking about that when that chapter came out about Caribou. Some people were bothered. It wasn't a lot though, but some people were bothered because they're like, yo, we don't know about it. How the hell Caribou? Caribou knows everything. I'm not mad at Caribou finding out stuff because Caribou knows a lot in the world. So him knowing that, I wasn't too mad at it, but I understand. But Oda's saying it was said in a loud voice, but it was barely audible. It didn't reach the barrel, so it's okay. It was only the Straw Hat crew who heard the end of Luffy's dream. He's clarifying, nobody else heard it. We're fine. Okay. Next question. This is a pretty interesting SBS, one of the more interesting ones we've had in a long time. The reader asks, in chapter 1076, Lucky Roo said, yeah, you want to talk Beck? Who do you think he's mad at? So, does this mean that it was Beckman who took Kid's arm? Oda says, yes, it seems like it. This is a pirate world where only the strong ones remain. Oh. Oof. Yikes. Wow. I don't know. This may seem like something harmless, but Oda, in reference to this, talking about the Kid situation after what happened to Kid technically is done. So is he saying Oda just doesn't, Oda just keeps pounding Kid, bro. He just got a mallet like, Okay, so this is this isn't the Bonnie question yet. Reader says, when Luffy met Bonnie, he called her Boggy, but he quickly changed it to Bonnie. Is there any particular reason for this? Oda says, indeed, it was changed in the image on the right. But before that, when Luffy heard that Bonnie's father had been turned into a cyborg, he was excited and said, that's cool. He regretted that. And he called her Boggy and was immediately corrected, which made him feel so awkward, even for Luffy, so you never make that mistake again. Okay, this is an interesting character moment for Luffy where, typically Luffy just gives someone a nickname and it's like, bro, whatever, that's your nickname. In this situation, he regretted it because he thought it was cool her dad got turned into a cyborg. It wasn't actually cool. And that kind of made the entire interaction awkward. And Luffy's like, I can't make that mistake again. So he's so pure, like literally. This is the big question that I don't think is as important, but it is. I like the other question more. What is the name of Bonnie's devil fruit? I know many similar questions have been sent to you, but please tell us. Oda finally answered. He says, yes, I have been asked many times and I noticed and thought to myself, I haven't revealed it yet. It's the Toshi no Mi, which allows the user to freely alter ages. For the sake of those who don't read the SBS, I need to mention this in the main story too. Toshi no Mi can be translated as age fruit or year fruit, but age is better, I think. This is big because Bonnie has a fruit that can alter ages, which we pretty much figured before. I wonder, because Bonnie's importance, I think, is being undersold. Altering ages, could that be a double entendre? Could that be twofold? Altering the age? Is Bonnie something? Her power, is that something that could alter not this age, but a previous age? We're doing too much. Altering age, that makes it a bit more complex considering Bonnie and her age, but what is her true age? But she can alter ages, so it doesn't really change much. The fact that Oda said he's not sure if he's revealed it yet is interesting because, And then what he said is kind of mind-boggling, saying, well, for the sake of those who don't read the SBS, SBS. Bro, hella people don't read the SBS or the Vivid cards. There's so much he's revealed in the SBS that random casuals don't know. Now he's worried. No, it's just going to be that important in the main story that he's like, I have to tell people. I literally have to tell people what her devil fruit is. I mean, it's just something that got lost in translation. He's like, I didn't reveal that. I got to tell people though, because it's such an important thing. And I think it's going to be very important in the main story, main plot. Wow. Okay, Oda. Okay. Reader says, when Vegapunk still had his enormous head, how did he wash it? Oda said, right. He dips his head in a pool full of scrubbing fish and they clean his head. All right. Typical SBS question. Moving right along. The next question, the reader says, is Imusama true what? The reader says, is Imusama's true appearance might be someone with a very pointy mouth? Oda says, okay, I will leave this message as seen. Okay. Yeah. Same. And that's the end of it, I suppose. Oda did have an opening message saying One Piece live action was unveiled to the whole world, and I'm happy that it was very well received. Just a thought, but if Inaki, who played the role of Luffy, and the others as well will be on their way to become big Hollywood stars, that would mean that I've become a friend of these big Hollywood stars. Isn't that awesome? Everyone from the cast, please don't forget about me, okay? Well then, I'll be drawing in my room as usual. Let's start volume 107 now. Probably should have read that first, but then he drew a picture of Chopper, how he thinks Chopper would look in the live action. Good stuff. That seems to be it. Interesting SBS. Not as bad as a lot of people typically say. The SBSs, they're a mixed bag. You get gems in there. I think this had a lot of gems, things that we wanted some clarification on. The Koby stuff for sure. I like that a lot. Like that a lot. But yeah, link below to translations and all that if you want to go read it yourself. Yeah, bye.